My shotgun turkey setup is on a field edge where I had some great trail cam shots of birds early in the spring. They seemed to be traveling through mid-morning and mid-afternoon from a roosting site. There was even a double-bearded tom. So I've got a bevy of new calls I'm going to be using. The one I'm most excited about is this. It's Flex Tones Lockdown. Now it's a slate call, but it's got a magnet on it. You see that? It's got a magnetic holder so you don't lose your stick. I always keep the old reliable diaphragm calls on hand. And then I've got a couple more pots here just in case I want to change tones. A Thunder Cut and the Thunder Gobble. Now these are pretty good, and I'm going to use this right away. Seems how we got in here late. The sun's up. We haven't heard any birds, and the trail camera shots I got from this field showed the birds were always mid-morning and late afternoon, so I'm not worried about roosting birds around here getting spooked. So we might get lucky if I make a little bit of noise and get a response. Might get a bird today. So now if there's an aggressive tom around and he hears that, he's going to say, hey, there's a young fella trying to impress a lady, and I better get over there and kick his butt. There's a gobble right there. This is good. I better get loaded. He's coming. I just heard another gobble. All right, well, now that we heard a gobble, it's game on. Got the Browning loaded. Now, I put this on because I got pretty fair skin. And even though you can't see through the mesh screening in this blind, I just like to make sure that my face is dark. I do like to scan a lot, so if you're scanning a lot, it's good to just be covered up. Next field over, I think. I haven't seen him, but the gobbling I'm hearing is far. There's so many different calls available, but what'll happen is someone will get proficient with one and rely on it, and that's good to be very good with one call. But sorry, just listening. In certain situations, different birds respond differently to different tones. So I like to bring all sorts of calls with me. I might not be an expert with all of them, but what'll happen is, whether it's like this gobble, or if it's a slate or a diaphragm call, is if you're calling a bird with one call and you got responses from him, and then he hears a different call, that means maybe he's going to think there's competition, other birds in the area. So don't be afraid to mix up your tones. So one thing about turkeys is if you get a reaction out of them early and they're communicating with you and then they go quiet, it's one of two things. They've lost interest or they're on the move and coming towards you. So, but an immature gobble like this is a lights out for getting an aggressive tom. They're sneaking in. Where did these guys come from? They're sneaking in right here. I can't believe it. I haven't heard a sound. I told you earlier, if you don't hear anything, that means the birds are on the move. And these guys, they're coming in here and they're on the move. They just appeared out of nowhere. That just goes to show you how important it is to be on full alert. Here we go.